South African designer Wanda Lephoto is bringing something new to the fashion world. The artist has released a limited collection of dry goods waterproof apparel. This explores the notion of luxury wear, merging African culture, traditions, identities, while embracing the inevitability of climate change. Well, the designer joins us in studio now to tell us more about what is the inspiration behind the collection. Wanda, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Benon. Thank you so much.
Talk to us about the inspiration behind this brand and why was it developed?
I think the inspiration behind the collaboration truly for me is Savannah's audience. Savannah reflects the identities of South African people. Truly, everyone understands when drinking Savannah, the brand reflects who we are as a people. So my inspiration point started from that because my brand stands for trying to reflect South African identities, traditions, heritages in a way that truly reflects who we are and where we want to go. So yeah, in simple, the inspiration is us, the people.
Yeah. What is it about us, the people, that is so close to your heart?
I think having traveled to a few countries, I realized how special South Africa is, how we dress, how we speak, the cultures, the things that we have here are such a niche thing that you don't find anywhere in the world. The music, the languages, how we express ourselves, where we come from, our history, all of those make one or many moments that are so unique, that are so special, that when you translate them into product, when you start to translate them into art, music, fashion, they begin to become so special and translate something so unique that I think the globe can appreciate.
Yeah. Speak to us about the different material that you use.
For the dry goods, we used sort of like polycotton,
okay,
for which we printed on, and we have several prints which were inspired by the Savannah acacia tree. But coming from where I come from, I was also inspired by like old men that love plaids, tartans, and those kind of checks, which I think should be passed down from generation to generation. And then we also worked with muslin fabric to create more of the one-of-one pieces, and then worked with digitally recycled NFTs, which are another sort of extension of the work.
Speak to us about the collection. I mean, we were just looking at, pants, and I believe there's trench coats as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the collection is, there's merch, which is category 1, and merch is like shorts, a hoodie, and a fanny pack. And then there's dry goods, which is a collection of 7 items, which is like 2 jackets, 2 pants, 1 kimono, 1 cargo skirt, and 1 trench coat. And then there's one-of-ones, and the one-of-ones are sort of like the coats, the bombers that you see on screen, the yellow pants, the yellow puffed pants, the masks, and all of them are inspired essentially by the prints that we were able to develop with Savannah, using their motifs, using their colors, using their branding, and using their language to truly reflect what they stand for as a brand and what we do as well.
And speak to us about the final product. You know, when you have something in your head and then the concept on paper, and then when it finally comes together, I mean, what is that like for you?
The concept was for a world underwater, which truly speaks about sustainability and sort of the climate change that we're experiencing. So the idea that we had was to create this world underwater and from a studio environment, make it sort of come alive and reflect that we're going through a climate change period. So yeah, it started off in studio, but then we were able to edit and change that and make it seem like the world had been sort of engulfed by water, but people could still live and sort of enjoy this this fashion capsule, but also be conscious of the environmental change that we're experiencing, and sort of also be conscious about how we have to contribute and sort of consume things in a sustainable way that makes a difference.
Yeah. And what challenges came with working with this project as a designer and making sure that it comes out just the way you wanted it?
Production challenges. I mean, South Africa, our textile industry isn't the greatest, but we're working on it. So production, sort of aligning, sustainability is also very much a buzzword, but it's also so hard to sort of do collections that reflect a sustainable angle. So it was a challenge, but we were able to figure it out by working and collaborating with smaller businesses that have a hyper focus on sustainable practices and ways in which that they're able to help me as a designer make more sustainable pieces. So a lot of things were challenging, but I think we were able to execute and do it quite well.
Yeah, talk to us about the digital NFT auction.
The digital NFT auction is sort of the one-of-one elements that I spoke about. So I created these one-of-one garments that were then digitally designed once again for an auction. So it's this idea of also not only recycling in actual person, but also using sort of this digital NFT space and going into burnt resources, burnt NFTs, and recycling them to produce more work. Because I guess sustainability, to create a full loop of sustainability, it has to be a full circular loop within person, but also online. There's things that just live in a digital dump space that we also had to recycle and turn into new items, so they also are in use.
So you made a limited number of these pieces, I imagine. So where do people access these, and how do people log on to this particular website, or is it a physical store?
No, everything is available online. So you can follow Savannah Cider online, I think on my website as well, www.wandalephoto.com. I think there's 7 NFTs and the auctions went live on the 25th of April, so you can find everything online. My social media, Savannah's social media, everything is on there.
And then speak to us as your journey as a designer as well. How did you get to where we are right now?
I think I've always been interested in fashion, but I am still part of a collective known as the Artist, and I think through research, through conversations with my parents, through conversations with people that inspire me, communities, cultures, subcultures, Ikotane, Amapantsula, it also really refined the sort of education process I went through to sort of inform the sort of style that I wanted to create. So I guess it started from there, like people once again just informing the love I have for South Africa and the love I have for our traditions, cultures and heritages and the way we express ourselves. And that's sort of been my process, and sort of trying to replicate and show how beautiful these things are, because we don't always get to celebrate them because we are them. All
right, Wanda, thank you so much. Good luck with the project going forward.
Thank you so much.
Wanda Lephoto is on his limited edition fashion collection of waterproof apparel. All right.